Clayton Kershaw joining us on the program, the Dodger left-hander. Where are you right now?
I just got to the spring training site. Sorry, I'm a little late. I kind of forgot about you, Dan. My fault.
Wow. Have you ever been late for a start as far as getting to the ballpark?
No. I've had some actually opening day in L.A. when it's in the middle of the week. You kind of traffic gets a little bad, so I have had I've had to skip some turns and cut some corners to make it on time, and been pulled over a couple times actually for doing that.
Wait, you got pulled? Did you get a ticket?
Yeah, so when you go to the Dodger Stadium, there's like a little route that you can go that's just for the neighborhoods, and I've had to use that a couple times, and there's always a policeman right there waiting to get guys. And thankfully, they've let me go every time, but I have had to stop and explain what's going on. So, well,
it's weird. You have your uniform on when you're driving, so of course it probably helps you, right?
Yeah, opening day, I always sleep in my uni, so that's good.
Well, it's like Little League, You loved it so much you couldn't wait for it. Do you have a nightmare when it comes to pitching? Like I have a nightmare that I'm always going to be late for SportsCenter. When I did SportsCenter, that I'm somehow going to get there and I'm not prepared. Do you have anything pitching-wise?
Nightmare-wise, not really. No, I don't have a nightmare.
Like you don't think about, I can't get anybody out.
I always worry about that. I don't know if that's a nightmare or just like a reality. Until you get out there, you never really know if you're going to be able to do it. So you kind of always figure it out after that first pitch. But I think that's just like pregame, nerves.
What have you been told about the season?
Nothing. I haven't been told anything yet. Obviously I think California just did the no fan thing. So honestly, I'm kind of waiting for today's meeting to figure out what we're doing.
I think you can't have a gathering of more than 250 people.
Yeah. So whether that means like empty stadiums or we stay here or what, but I haven't heard anything yet, to be honest.
But even where you're socializing with fans, have you been told about, how much interaction you can have with fans during spring training or socializing with other players? Like it's sort of strange now with what happened with the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, I think, they did the media thing, so no media access in the clubhouse, just trying to alleviate some of that. And then, they do say, like, try to restrict autographs and try to, like, maybe not give your teammates high fives, but that's just, that's really hard to do, So just wash your hands more, I guess, is the only thing I'm really doing.
Yeah, but you guys are disgusting, though. You're always, like, licking your fingers and rubbing the ball and spitting. And, come on. You guys are like a Petri dish.
Yeah, I would agree when you put it like that. But I will say basketball and hockey are a little bit different in that, like, they're literally sweating all over each other, checking guys and posting up and things like that. So that seems more of like a hotbed than like a baseball game, in my opinion. But I'm no doctor.
Are you allowed to, like, how much sweat are you allowed to use on a baseball?
How much sweat?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could it help?
No foreign substances, but I think that would just make it slicker, wouldn't it? I think that'd make it worse.
Yeah, but if you throw a spitball, like, not that you threw a spitball, but I'm just wondering if, like, what are you allowed to put on a baseball now? Where you don't, and are you okay if everybody uses pine tar to be able to grip the ball better?
Yeah, the foreign substance thing has become a little bit of a hot button topic. Yeah, and I think as long as you try to get a grip on the baseball, I'm not really worried about what guys are using. And I think if we can make it uniform and everybody use the same thing, and like, how you have the rosin bag out on the pitcher's mound, if you put X substance behind the pitcher's mound and found a way to kind of regulate that, then I think that would be great. But the balls are really, really slick coming out of the thing. So yeah, you can use sweat and rosin, and that kind of does the trick. But if they had one more thing behind the mound to help us, that would be great. Just like hitters do with their bats. They're putting all sorts of stuff on their bat.
We're talking to Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers pitcher. How did you greet Mookie Betts when you first met him?
How did I greet him? I was excited. He probably didn't match my level of excitement, but I was really fired up.
He wasn't as excited to meet you.
Yeah, no, I think I probably caught him off guard. But yeah, no, he's been great, man. He's going to be awesome for us, and I honestly didn't know much about him. We don't play him a ton, and he's just an awesome guy. You talk about like great presence in the clubhouse and all that stuff. He's been awesome. The same with DP. David's been awesome too, and I've always loved watching him pitch. So it's gonna be awesome to have both those guys.
We haven't spoken since the Astros scandal.
What happened?
But I wonder about this though, Clayton. In all sincerity, we look at your legacy, and everybody talks about a great regular season pitcher, and you go back to that game against the Astros, and they weren't swinging and missing, and it's impossible to face you when you're throwing your curveball or you're throwing that changeup, and nobody's missing any pitches there. Did you feel it in the moment that something was up?
No, I don't really. In the moment, obviously, it just sucks. You get beat, and you have to go back and do all those things, and you get back on a plane and go back and think about it, and yeah, it's no fun. And I think obviously it's no secret that we were all affected by it, and as far as would we win a World Series or whatever, I just don't let myself think about it. What happened? It's over. I was upset about it and moved on, and just try to do the best you can with that. And, I could get all hot and bothered by it, but it's not going to change anything. And, as far as legacy and all that stuff, I'm not worried about that. I'm just not. And whatever it is at the end of my career will be good. And, as long as the teammates, and I always think that, as long as my teammates respect what I'm doing and they want me out there, then, I think that's a good career. So that's what I try to focus on.
Well, I mean, it's admirable to do that.
You just don't buy it.
Well, I hope that's how you feel. I just, when you're watching it, now you think back on it. I mean, they were teeing off on you, and I find it amazing. And they were teeing off on others, and you just go, okay, man, they're hitting the ball solid, and nobody's missing any of your pitches. And that's where, you start to go, God, that's strange. And I would be angry. I'd feel like I was cheated. But at some point, I understand I have to move on. And, I commend you if you're able to move on. I don't know if I can move on this quickly.
Yeah, well, it's been a little while now, and, I'm good with it. And I think I've talked so much about it now that it's like I don't even have anything to say anymore. It's all good, and I mean, hopefully we have a season this year, and when we play, kind of move on with that.
Would you rather talk about the coronavirus than the Astros cheating scandal?
Are those the only options you have to talk about?
What do you want to talk? What question do you have for me?
Who was your last interview? Who did you have on before me?
Let me see. I had Jay Billis on from ESPN.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about what are they doing March Madness-wise? Are they going to still do that, you think, or just do empty crowds?
They are probably going to play in front of empty arenas.
Man, that will be weird. And that'd be weird for baseball, too. I can't imagine doing that. I know the Orioles and the White Sox did that when they had the riots in Baltimore, but I can't imagine doing that. That would be so crazy.
But have you ever pitched in front of a really, really sparse crowd?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
What
but
is...
at least there's still an atmosphere of a major league game. Like even when you play a midweek day game in like a city that doesn't draw, there's still at least 10,000 people there, 0 people, that would be so difficult.
Well, then you can hear everything. There were times when I would tune into a game and I'd go, I can hear the guy down the third baseline who's ordering something. But I liked it. It brought me closer to the game. I think we're going to hear a lot of things on the basketball court that we've never heard before.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I just, as a player, player's perspective, the adrenaline and the rush that you get from having a crowd and hearing the roar and things like that, that's something that you just learn how to pitch with, and it elevates a lot of people's game. And so I think to try to create that atmosphere and that adrenaline for a game with no fans is going to be very difficult for a lot of guys. And
when the Astros use the garbage can, it's going to be louder this time around, obviously, right?
I think they might get caught this time for sure.
Hey, great to talk to you. Good luck in the upcoming season. You're in our bracket challenge, aren't you?
Yes. Do I still get to do that?
Yeah. We have to have a tournament, but yeah, if there's a tournament, then yeah, you're in the bracket challenge.
All right, I'm in. I got it.
All right. Thank you, Clayton.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That's Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers pitcher.